horns and take those horns and put it up someone's butt.
Is this my first shooter? Have they never made another shooter?
No. Blabbity, 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 blabbity.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Blabbity, 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 blah, blah.
Gonna blow your eardrums. My singing is crap.
Blah, blabbity, 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 blah, blah.
Go up the hill, you stupid hedgehog. Tails can do it.
Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing
If there's
Duck.
trouble, you call DW.
Who?
Darkwing Duck.
Let's get dangerous.
I may not
Earthbound.
be a smart man, but I know what love is.
Oh. 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 Whatever. That was worth it.
Sven, put the present down. That's not yours.
Why is he from Jersey?
We did it.
That's it? You did it with one man and half of a life left?
That's right, Loki has gone down. Arthur used his magic weapon to finally destroy Loki.
Alright, everybody.
Shuffle?
Let's shuffle.
I'm freaking racing, I'm freaking rad. Yeah, I'm rad! Can you look how rad I am?
Oh yeah! Let me tell you something about life! You gotta take it by the horns! And take those horns and put it up someone's butt!
Is this my first shooter? Have they never made another shooter?
No. Blabbity, 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 blah.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Blabbity, 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 blah, blah.
Gonna blow your eardrums. My singing is crap.
Blah, blabbity, 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 blah, blah.
Go up the hill, you stupid hedgehog! Tails can do it!
Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing
If there's
Duck.
trouble, you call DW.
Who?
Darkwing Duck.
Let's get dangerous.
I may not
Earthbound.
be a smart man, but I know what love is.
Oh. 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 Whatever. That was worth it.
Sven, put the present down. That's not yours!
Why is he from Jersey?
We did it.
That's it? You did it with one man and half of a life left?
That's right, Loki has gone down. Arthur used his magic weapon to finally destroy Loki.
Alright, everybody.
Shuffle?
Let's shuffle.
I'm freaking racing, I'm freaking rad. Yeah, I'm rad! Can you look how rad I am?
Oh yeah! Let me tell you something about life! You gotta take it by the horns! And take those horns and put it up someone's butt!
Is this my first shooter? Have they never made another shooter?
No. Blabbity, 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 blah.
All right, 1.
All right, we're live.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are looking again at Retro Achievements today. Let me put up a link here in
Yep.
chat, and I'll get it set to get pinned for the duration here. There we go. Welcome in, Slippy. So, for those who are new to the show, we are doing what we call a Retro Achievements review, where we're going where we're going through the list of the last week's new sets on retroachievements.org, which is a place where other gamers out there who enjoy retro games have gone through and added achievements for these various games that include various challenges and things like getting damageless on bosses, finishing a game deathless, finishing a game on a 1cc, 1 continue. Go through and do that, and they create sets for different games, and kind of works out like your Xbox achievements or your PlayStation trophies. So,
Yep.
Real cool site. All you got to do is create an account over on retroachievements.org, start playing retro games on the Retro Arch emulator, which has cores for a variety of different systems, and you're off and going. And you can play, Mario, your Mario games, your Sonic games, a bunch of different things have sets.
So what was your first game, speaking of retro achievements, that you badged?
Oh, for me it was Shining in the Darkness. I think was the first one I badged. No, wait, that's not right. I think I badged the first badge I got was actually when I was messing around with PC-88 emulation, and there's a application that's a music box. It's not really a game, but I was just kind of fiddling around with it, and there was a couple achievements in there for like, listen to this song 99 times, or put this album on repeat 99 times. Hey Cosmic, welcome in.
Hey, Cosmic.
So yeah, that was like the first one I did. I think the first real game I did was Shining in the Darkness. So good fun.
Mine was Ghost Sweeper. That's the only one for now. But I'm working on. I really got into Zelda. I had to pause because I keep on getting dragged into Skull and Bones, and I kind of got burnt. To be honest with everyone, I really kind of got burnt out playing Skull and Bones, and I really want to get back to, playing more retro games for RA. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pause on Skull and Bones, only log in and do an hour worth of maintenance work, and then really get back to working on Zelda. I'm not doing bad at that one. I mean, what do you... I know I'm jumping the gun with this way quick because we normally get into this, but like you were saying, yeah, retro achievements is a lot of fun. I mean, you just play the game and just get the achievements. That's really about it, and it's kind of challenging, really challenging in some aspects.
Yeah, and there is a lot of quality up and down with a lot of these different sets. I should say that the quality is varying between one set and another. There are a lot of them that are just ridiculously hard, where they require you to do stuff like, you need to master the glitches of the game too. They have a specific sort of guideline list for their developers that put the sets together, where they're not supposed to include stuff like that in a regular set, and they can have subsets that have those things, but they're not supposed to put them in regular sets. But there are the site's been going forever. They didn't necessarily have, not forever, for about a decade now, and they do have some older sets that really haven't had that. Haven't really had a lot of revisions, haven't had a quality check on them. So there are some sets that have stuff like that in them, which can be a pain. But for the most part, a lot of these have pretty decent sets.
They do. They're really not bad. And like, we were talking about Pookums doing that Batman set. I saw that and now I'm like really anxious to play it. So Cosmic brings up an interesting thing. He reset a bunch of sets. There were only 3 or less achievements done, and I had to read one of my huge ones because it was softcore for some reason, so my points went down. And reset games I knew I would never play again. Can you individually reset a game and say like, oh, I'm never gonna play this, and you could just wipe it off your board completely, or will that game always permanently stay there?
So you can reset individual achievements. You can reset your progress on a particular game. So like there are people out there that are very they're a little bit OCD about, they want to make sure that they don't start any games that they don't finish as far as the sets are concerned. As far
completion
as like
ratings.
And a badge on Retro Achievements is like a platinum trophy in on PlayStation, or I don't know if there's probably an equivalent in Xbox. But basically, completing all the achievements for a given game, and that gives you a badge, which are like these things. And for any individual game you go on, you can go for a particular achievement and say reset progress, or you can reset progress on the whole game.
Now, when you reset progress, does it get cleared off your board?
Yeah, it basically removes the badge off your page, and it would remove the achievements from your list, and for all the points you've accumulated, if you're trying to compete against other people on the site, it removes your points from the site. And as Cosmic was talking about, there's softcore. So there's softcore and hardcore achievement sets.
Mm-hmm.
Softcore just means you're playing with the cheats on, essentially. So or you're using save states, or you're using rewind. Now, a lot of these, the way these achievements work under the hood is they're constantly checking the state of the game via looking at the memory being used by the game in the console. or on the old computer or whatever, what have you. So when you rewind, when you load a previous a save state, that can really mess up where they're trying to check conditions to say, have you, done this and this and this for an achievement. So when you're using softcore and you're doing stuff like loading save states and rewinding, it's kind of like all bets are off in terms of if you can actually get the achievement that you're trying to get in softcore mode. So it's a lot more fiddly, I guess, in actually awarding achievements in that kind of way for those kinds of things.
So softcore is like you just want to play the game and you're not really worried too much about achievements. You could reset save states and basically everything else.
Yeah, and what Cosmic is talking about is in the arcade emulator, there's patches that they've added for the, like they've patched the actual set of stuff that goes together with the game when you're playing an arcade game. And some of those things are necessary to play certain games. So you can't, there's certain games that until they find a fix for it that doesn't require a patch, you wouldn't be able to play normally anyway, or you wouldn't be able to play with achievements in hardcore mode anyway. But so by default, for a lot of those emulators, being able to use patched versions of things is turned on because that is required for some games to even play them to begin with. That is, I want to say for the most part, that is not a problem recently. Like a lot of those games have gotten sort of like revised, what they call ROM sets for MAME or for Final Burn Neo.
Oh, these are for the arcade. These are for the arcade games, right?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah. So
Neo, Final
for the
Burn
most
Neo.
part, you can turn off the patching and then you can be in hardcore mode when you play arcade games. But that is something to keep in mind if you're playing arcade games, that it starts out in that kind of mode. Anyway,
I think I played like a couple. Yeah, I think I've played a couple of arcade games, and that was it.
Yeah.
Not much. Mine's really like Super Nintendo, Nintendo Game Boy, all those like systems. Those systems are a lot of fun to play on emulation because I think they play better on emulation than they do on the old systems. But I mean,
that's a whole rabbit hole
yeah.
of itself. There's lots of people who are very specific about gotta play it on the real hardware, and you get too much input lag if you're not playing on the real hardware, which is kind of true. And in some cases, like there are things that you can do with emulators that,
like OWASP.
Yeah, Manny says just check every time you play an arcade game. Really sucks to have to redo it. Yes, indeed. But yeah, as far as like input lag and stuff like that, those are some real issues. There are some games that it's really noticeable on. I would say for most games on emulator, it's not that noticeable. And as you say, there are additional filters you can do in emulators that do make some games look better and or perform a lot better on a PC playing an emulated game than it did on the original hardware. Anyway,
yeah, but that's a whole another rabbit hole to go down, like you said. I know for a fact OWASP, and I'm gonna call OWASP out because I don't know if he's gonna be on here or not. But he did say he would do retro achievements for Phantasy Star. So
yeah, that'd be cool.
I hope he does retro achievements for Phantasy Star. That'd be awesome if he did. But all right, let's get into this set. It's a smaller. Baron and I were talking about this, guys. It's a smaller list this week. Not a lot of games. I guess it was really kind of seemed quiet this week for the amount that they've been doing. I mean, they just dropped a ton of Saturn games, so I would expect them to have like a downtime week, which kind of feel like Baron, this one was a downtime week for them.
Well, I think there's there's a lot of people that are heads down on getting the GameCube sets together because they're gonna have a big event in their. I don't know if they've set a specific date, but I think they've said summer. So they're trying to get like June or July. They're trying to have a week or a couple of weeks that are going to be a big GameCube event.
Oh, that's awesome.
They kind of call them the Dev Jams. So they're working on GameCube Dev Jam right now. Oh, Mayish. So even sooner than I thought.
Oh
We'll
wow.
see. We'll see how that goes. I'm not one of those ones that's saying like, oh, hurry up, gotta get those sets up.
Yeah.
I hope they have a lot of fun making them. I hope they put in some effort with playtesting them and trying to get them to work before they toss them up on the site for wider dispersal, just so that folks like Sark and Pulse and Foxy, who are chomping at the bit to play these, don't end up as the playtesters who are just
Oh,
reporting
that would
tickets
be.
left and right.
Yeah, that would stink. That would definitely
But
stink.
I think that's gonna happen anyway.
Yeah, it usually that is the way it happens.
Just the way it works. But I love you.
Even in real life, that
Uh,
happens. So it's true. Uh,
Manny says the purist versus emulator debate is just dependent on what means you have to play the games. Yep.
yeah, that's true.
I'm a wholehearted supporter of all venues of getting some of these classic games out and available to people. Like, I like to see them. I'm not a huge fan of remakes, but I like to see them remastered and ported to more modern systems, so that people that are playing Switch, PlayStation, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 have access to play some of these older games and like big collections and things like that. I
Hmm.
think that's pretty cool. It's cool to have a large community of people that are supporting emulation and pushing that, and it's cool to have a community of people that are pushing preservation of original hardware and
So
preservation and maintenance.
I'll
So
tell you from my point of view, because I collect video games and I have an absorbent amount of video games and systems and everything else, and it's easy. It's gonna be um, easier to play these games on emulation because I have to take into account, let's say for example, the Sega Genesis. I have to take into account taking the cartridge, cleaning the cartridge, putting it in the Genesis, plugging the Genesis cables into the Retro Tank, and then making sure everything is synced up, and then actually playing the game. Um, with RetroArch, you just play the game, and it's easier. It's more for me throughout the years of looking at RetroArch and then being in Scanlines and watching Foxy play and Cosmic play, you play. Um, I've noticed that I've kind of gotten away from streaming on the OG systems and really put it more into, like, let's say emulation. I kind of like the emulation better than sitting there and just hooking up the old system, playing on the old system. There was actually one point, funny enough, Baron, I think it was before you hit Scanlines, I was playing on the Genesis, and apparently the Genesis overheated. I didn't even realize it, and the Genesis just completely shut down. I lost all progress in Elysia Dragoon. I had to start all over again. I was at almost the last boss, and I was doing really good, and I just completely got tanked. And it's stuff like that where I'm really happy that we could preserve the games and let other people play the games on emulation, because I feel like everyone deserves to play these games, and it's a great way to share games with people.
yeah, and I certainly want to see, even the bad games. I kind of want to see be available, and you know people being able to play them. Anyway, should we get to the sets? Or
Yeah, because I can go on about this whole collection thing, but yeah, let's move on to the sets.
all right. So we have, for our review, we typically go through like sort of different segments here, and so this first one is we're just going through the last week's worth of sets, and so I think it's tail end of last one we saw Nightmare 2. I think was one of the last ones,
Think so.
and I don't know if we talked about Battle Network 6, but we can start with talking about this one. So if you're familiar with the Mega Man Battle Network games, they are RPGs that they're kind of a spin-off series from the main Mega Man and Mega Man X series. This one follows, um, uh, instead of Mega Man being like a robot, he's just a Navi, an avatar in a virtual world. And so you're just like, you have a character that's like a human, and then he plugs in his device or whatever, and then he's wandering the virtual world as Mega Man, kind of, or with Mega Man. You want to play through these someday? Yeah, they're very good games.
They are.
Getting close to having the whole Battle Network series on, right? Yeah, that's cool. That's gonna be cool to have all of them here. So let's take a look through the set here.
After you do the set, won't you bring a video up of these? Because these are really cool games.
Sure.
I like these games.
I've only played the first two, so I can't go into detail on. I don't necessarily know just by looking at the set if these are difficult or not. Looking at the number of people who have already achieved them, they're probably not too bad. Yeah, it looks like we already have some masters. Yeah, we already have 3 masters. So this is probably a pretty decent set. Most of the RPG sets are pretty good. The kinds of things I'm always annoyed with are like if they have do X, Y, and Z in one session. Looks like they've got at least one here. Yeah, so those can be kind of annoying because they're sort of endurance achievos. Just depending on how long it takes you. But it looks like there's only one of those in here, and not even that many. Oh no, okay, here's another one that's in one session. Oh, yeah, without being damaged by the flames.
Oof.
Interesting. Okay, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, some of the endurance chivos they're tough because you got to sit there and go through the entire game. But honestly, it feels good to get them because it's like, yeah, I sat there, I did this. I like the endurance chivos. Some of them anyway, not all of them. Some of them, depending on the game.
That's true. It's actually really sucks.
Oh, this has got commentary on it. See if we can get to the some combat here. And of course, every one of these has some tutorials. Even when you're on number 6, gonna have you go through the tutorials of how to play. It's kind of it's an RPG. You get like a little battle area to move your character around on. So it's kind of a hybrid, a little bit of a hybrid run and gun RPG in some ways. It's very much its own thing. It's got these chips that you can plug in, kind of like cards that you might use in some other RPGs.
It's not a tactical RPG, right?
No, it's not an RPG along the lines of like Ogre Tactics or like Final Fantasy Tactics or Front Mission. It's not quite like those games. It's more like it's kind of a merging of like, let's say a Final Fantasy 4, 5, 6 kind of combat with maybe something more along the lines of like a Star Ocean or a Tales of Fantasia. Somewhere kind of in the middle there. Not quite. You don't have as free a movement as you would in like Star Ocean. You don't have as free a control because Star Ocean's an ARPG.
Yeah, that's
full
true.
on action RPG. But you have, you don't have just menu control like you would in a Final Fantasy 4, 5, 6. Yeah, similar to a deck builder game. So it's kind of somewhere in the middle. And like you can, like it'll show here in a bit maybe. So much text. Oh, too far. This is the tutorial section. Can we get to like another fight somewhere else? Yeah, here we go. So you get different cards that you can deploy on demand. I think you can have like 3 of them in your hand at once or as you're going through, and then you like move around the board. And it's kind of when you have the chance to get the chips, it's like it comes out of kind of a deck. So kind of a card RPG in some ways. So that was Mega Man Battle Network 6 on the GBA. So that's got a set now.
Let's see what the next one is.
Yeah. And we're going to skip over, this is a prototype, so we will talk about this one. We typically skip over the hacks and the homebrews, just because we're mainly concerned with just old games that are coming up that maybe we've never heard about or interested in finding more about. So yeah. So you got a prototype of Crash Bandicoot on the PlayStation. I wonder if this is much different from the actual game that came out.
I wonder even where they get the prototype stuff from.
Hey, Super Chill Stream, welcome in. Sorry to hear about that. Hopefully we can kind of chill out together and not think too hard about that kind of stuff. Sorry, what were you saying, Sam?
I wonder, I always wondered this. They have things like, prototype games and prototype this, and just, I wonder how do they get their hands on the prototypes? I always find that interesting.
There's a story in there somewhere. I couldn't tell you how they got their hands on this one.
Oh,
I
development
imagine
kits? Slippy said
a lot of times
development kits.
are purchased, and they have the prototypes games on them. Ah, okay. So like that would be in the case of like if a company had the data left over from wherever the prototype was on that development kit, and then sometime later after the fact it was being sold to somebody, it might still have the data on there, and then they just have to flash it to a ROM. Interesting.
I didn't even know that. I know there were like development kits out there for like 3DS games and all this other stuff, so it's interesting. People find them on kits and then release them. The only prototype that I ever remember was the prototype for some sort of Castlevania that was supposed to come out on Dreamcast. And I remember them making like tons of discs for it, and I refused to buy it off of eBay because I don't feel that you burning a game in ISO on a disc and then selling it is really meriting you getting money for it. So I just found the ISO and burnt it myself and played it on Dreamcast. But that was a prototype that they found. Apparently, somehow, some guy was cleaning out a house and found the disc, and it was a prototype for some Castlevania game. It's like really the only time I've ever heard of, prototypes before.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they have code for these things as they're developing them, and then it's just a matter of if either somebody at the company leaks it, or like Slippy's saying, they turn around and they sell it after they're done developing the game many years later or something. They're just getting rid of stuff and storage.
I think that's where a lot of them happen in storage. But yeah, Chill Stream, the good old DV, stack of movies, right? You would just order them from like Netflix and they just burn them. I remember that. The Polymega, you could burn the games and play them. But we're not going to talk about that because we're not going to get censored in this channel. So, all right, Baron, let's see what else. This is a Crash Bandicoot prototype. I do like the way they wrote this the DVD like that with Sharpie.
Yeah, and the badge there is kind of cute. It's like a fan fiction version of Crash there. The set here looks pretty rough. There's a lot of deathless and collect all the stuff in the level without dying, kind of stuff, or collecting the Aku. I'm not sure what collecting Aku is in a Crash Bandicoot game, but like over 10,000. Wow. And I don't know, do we have any masters? We have one master of this so far. So this is probably a pretty tough set. But there you go. If you've already done the regular Crash Bandicoot, I'm pretty sure the regular one has a set. Yep. The regular one has a set already. Probably two, and I think I've seen some of the Game Boy spin-off games as well. So if you've already done those, and you're interested to try out this prototype, which might play a little bit differently, and the set is pretty difficult. So I would say, if you like those games or are good at those games, maybe give this one a whirl. Huh.
What does Knocker say?
Next up, we've
have fun with the 100-point Stormy Ascent speedrun. Yeah, I don't know why they put speedruns in sets.
Oh yeah, was that one of the achievements on the Crash Bandicoot prototype?
Yeah, that's what he's saying. I must be. I think if I ever did a speed run, I would embarrass myself more than my own gameplay. I'm just horrible at speed runs.
Yeah, speedrun sheroes are.
They're hard. They're hard.
So next up here we've got Zupapa on the arcade. I've not heard of this one before. Just looking at the screen, it looks like maybe I mean, platformer with specific levels, so maybe along the lines of something like Bubble Bobble or Snow Bros. Probably has its own mechanics at work here.
This might be one for
pretty good
Cosmic.
set. Maybe.
Cosmic likes games like this.
Clear all worlds on 1 credit in 1 player mode. Okay, so there's a 1 CC. Clear any world deathless. Get all the power-ups. Clear stage without getting any Zooks with you. There's point ones based on getting certain point values. And then clearing the stages and beating the bosses.
So what does this game look like? Let's bring this up because I might be interested in this.
Yeah.
If it's like yeah, Cosmic. I know you and I like a lot of games like this. I remember when I first joined Scanlines and I played what was it? Nightmare in the Dark. You were like, I like that game, and I'm like, yeah, I like it too. And then we started playing similar games like that.
So you have little buddies that you throw at people.
Alright, I'm just gonna throw it off right now. This game is absolutely adorable. Wow, I'm kind of liking this game. It looks cool. It's very colorful.
Cosmic says we might have already done this one for Challenge Arena.
It sounded familiar. It did.
Hmm.
I think we did actually. This was an interesting one.
Oh, and yeah, the enemies you defeat turn into fruit, just like Bubble Bobble.
Attack them! Beat them up! Let's throw them! Throw them!
I'm sure it gets more and more complicated as you go. Nice. You're taking out some theater guys.
Oh, it's a cool game.
I approve of this message and this game.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks pretty fun.
This game looks awesome.
I'm not much one for 2D platformers, but I could see myself giving this a whirl.
So it's an
especially when it comes up on
SNK game?
Yeah, SNK. So this is from the same guys who do Samurai Showdown and Metal Slug, I think.
Yes. It's all the Neo Geo games.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
I'm gonna throw that on a list. That looks pretty cool.
Spanky's Quest.
Spanky! Don't remember this from my childhood.
So you play a little monkey in this one. An action, just generic action, which could mean any of a number of things. Let's see. So there's some Deathless Chivos. A lot of Deathless Chivos.
Which game, Manny? Was it Zupapa or was it Spanky?
What errors did he get, Manny? Score over 50,000 in a single game before losing all lives. Oh, on Zupapa. Yeah, sometimes with the arcade games, there's like there's many different versions. So it can be kind of a trick to find the right one. This one looks like it's got a pretty tricky set as far as the all the Deathless stuff. There are 2 masters already, so maybe it's not as bad as it looks. We can take a look at this one. It's a Game Boy game. Couldn't get the right dip switches, tried a bunch of them, but no dice. Yeah, some of them do require certain, like certain number of lives or certain number of continues. More so than just the default. And that can be kind of a trick to set up.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna try it out. because Zupapa this seemed like a pretty good game. Wow, this is like classic Game Boy right here. He's just bouncing a ball.
Huh.
Alright. What is the point of this?
Looks like you're just throwing your balls at people. Monkey throwing his balls around. It definitely reminds me a lot of the Tailgater graphics.
It does.
I dig the music. Looks like you gotta spell your name. Looks like it could be pretty fun. That could be fun sometime. Maybe not my cup of tea as far as being a platformer game, but could be a good RR review game. I'm gonna toss that on our list for
For review. Seems pretty interesting.
Gotta find that. Where is it?
Spanky's Quest.
There we go. Spanky's Quest. On the GB. And I'm gonna put Zupapa on there too, as a potential one for arcade. This does look kind of fun. Alright, next up we've got Little Busters Converted Edition. So Little Busters is from Key, and Key is famous for doing a lot of really, how would I describe them? So they're visual novels that really tug at your emotions. So a lot of very tragic stuff happens. A lot of very comic stuff happens, and a lot of people have a love-hate relationship with the writer behind the main writer behind the Key games. So stuff like if you've ever heard of Clannad, that's kind of one of the big ones. And some of those are, if you get the PC versions, they are what you call eroge, which is erotic games. So not streamable sometimes. Even some of these ones on PSP might have a little bit too much cheesecake to really be streamable. So watch out for that a little bit if you're playing these games. I don't think this one was that. This one really wasn't that way. I don't think they probably would put a mature thing on here. If so, yeah, I think this was one of the tamer ones.
It looked like a baseball game to me.
Yeah, so the main storyline, the plot behind Little Busters, there's an anime for this one, by the way. The main plot for it is that there's a bunch of high schoolers. They're putting together a co-ed baseball team. It's not super serious. They're not on their way to the big championship in Japan, which is the is it Koen? I think it's Koen something. Would I play this on a viewer's choice stream? I could give it a go, with the understanding that if something did come up that was questionable, that I would immediately blank out that part of the stream and be like, well, we're gonna move on to the next request if something like that came up. But I don't think this one has that, and RA is usually pretty good about marking things as mature if they did. But yeah, this is so with the visual novel, you're to get the badge on this one, you'll have to basically romance each girl and probably do whatever else is part of the storyline. So it'll require multiple playthroughs. Yeah, I think this one's probably fine. I've not played this one, but I've seen the animes for these, and of course the animes are either regular daytime stuff. So none of those have any mature content per se. there's a little bit of cheesecake here and there. There's some fan service and stuff, but I think Clanad the game itself on PC had some scenes. When it got ported over to PS2, I think they took those ones out. So the one that's on all the consoles is fine. So anyway, got any Golden Sun in this archive? I'm pretty sure they have the Golden Sun games. Pretty sure.
Sounds like a wacky game. I don't know. Would you? I mean, you want to bring up like a little video of it?
I mean, it's just a visual novel, so it's just going to be people talking.
Like, well, that's kind of boring then.
Time. I could. Little Busters PSP gameplay.
Little Busters.
I don't know if they made an American version of this one, so you might be playing this in Japanese, or you might have to find a translation patch. I don't know if that one came here though. I guess we'll check. Need to check to see if there's Aha. Okay. So there's a patch here. Patch version. So you can probably... Okay, so there's an English patch for it available. Oops. I did it fairly fast there. Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of still images, very little animation, and voice commentary over things. So
are you going to play this one?
Don't have a lot of... I might. I don't know. I'm not huge on visual novels. I really like the Ace Attorney ones because you're solving a murder mystery kind of thing. And like the Portopia ones I might do sometime. I think I put this one on Want to Play just because it's Key, and Key has some good stories. But it's basically like reading a book, you know? Little Busters already sounds like a wacky name. Yeah. I didn't get really caught by the anime. I think I watched like the first 4 or 5 episodes and then kind of gave up.
So it's not any epic anime like Goblin Slayer, huh?
No, definitely not on that level. This one, however.
Oh yeah.
Next up, we've got Monster Hunter. So I think we might have talked about this a couple of weeks back. They were going to revise the regular Monster Hunter set, and add in a bunch of the multiplayer content. But it looks like what they did is what, at the time, a lot of us were saying they should have done. So we were talking about it as they should basically just have a subset for the online version, and this is what they've done. So there's now a subset here specifically around the online quests that is for the Japanese version, patched with an English patch that will have a bunch of extra event quests as well. So here you go. You can get your revenge on Fatalis, my friend.
Yeah, I definitely want to play number 1. There's no question about that.
Goblin Slayer is trash. Manny,
Manny, I'm just... I'm Manny, I'm giving you a strong...
I think I'm gonna give you just a little bit of a timeout here.
Oh yeah! That's...
Because Goblin Slayer is really, 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 really well written. Like, one of the best written animes in the last decade. But anyway.
It's okay, Manny, we forgive you.
You are free to love the animes or hate the animes that you love or hate. Alright. Next up we've got... actually, we should probably look at the set a little bit more in detail there. So Monster Hunter... actually, it looks like it's just the...
Online.
The ranks? Okay, so it's doing the town quests. As you would kind of expect. So it's doing the multiplayer quests. Okay. Okay, this is really straightforward. There aren't anything about like crowns or defeat X number of some enemy or anything like that. So it's just very, very much just grab the just get those quests done. So that's actually really not bad at all. Very doable. Very doable in a relatively short amount of time too. Hey Drake, welcome in. Yeah, Monster Hunter and Star Wars. Next one up here is Star Wars for the Game Gear. There's an achievement for just listening to the opening music. This was a 2D platformer. There are some speedrun type ones here, so under 35 minutes.
For who?
Have Han Solo with the team, save Princess Leia, and destroy the Death Star under 35 minutes on Jedi difficulty.
No, thank you. This
Gets
is
a
on.
bad ending by blowing up the Death Star without rescuing Princess Leia.
Oh well. This is on SMS.
I mean, how's that a bad ending? No, this is on Game Gear.
Oh, Game Gear. Oh. Wonder if OWAS has played this.
Possibly. Get up to 7 1-ups. There's some pacifist achievements. Ooh, there's some damageless achievements for full levels.
I don't think I could dump any time into a Game Gear game unless it's Shinobi, and that's it.
Ooh, yeah, more damageless stuff. This looks like it could be a pretty tough set. Do we have any masters yet? No masters yet. Let's take a look at this one. We want Star Wars Game Gear gameplay. That is not what we're looking for.
You said Star Wars and Drake appeared. Oh my.
Super Star Wars. So is anyone familiar with this one? Is it the same one that was on NES? Or the Super Star Wars games on Super Nintendo?
Oh, those are hard.
I was just asking if it's the same game.
Those are. Oof. Yeah, this doesn't. I don't remember this being in the Super Nintendo one. It's similar.
I have to see more of the game to know for sure. More Tatooine. Sand people. Let's see.
Music's interesting.
Pretty sure it is the SNES version. Might be a mix of both. Ah.
Oh, it has similar level design.
Looks like you got a piloting part. It looks pretty decent as far as a 2D platformer goes.
Doesn't look so bad. It's colorful.
So I guess this is kind of like one of the boss fights, probably. Just breaking the the shield generator and the Death Star, I guess, to get away. There's an X-Wing section, I guess. Furrin gets snubbed? Furrin gets snubbed? What do you mean? What are you
Huh?
talking about, Drake?
Did we get a new one? Is there a new episode out that I didn't see yet?
I'm not sure what Drake's talking about. Cosmic says this is the NES. This is the same as the NES.
NES port. Yeah, I don't think the Super Nintendo can run. Oh, at the Anime Awards. Oh.
Oh. Is it like an American Anime Awards, or like who's awarding the anime? Like, is it within the industry, or is it just a bunch of Western?
Because if it's the American Anime Awards, I'm not going to take anything they say seriously anyway. So. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a bit like the Doritos Coke. Like, who really cares?
Exactly.
Who really cares about the Game Awards, right? Okay, so next up we got an NES game, Dragon Ball Z 2, Gekishin Frieza.
This one's pretty. All right.
You want to talk about it?
I've very briefly. I don't know if Slippy's played this one, because I know Slippy did play an NES game for Dragon Ball Z, but it's alright. I mean, it's an NES Dragon Ball Z game. What else could you really say? I did check in the comments on this one, and it's kind of cool. Manny, did you play this game? And Drake, just to not to sidetrack on this, but yeah, Crunchyroll equals non-existent polling in anime. I don't go off what Crunchyroll says, to be honest with you.
Oh, so Manny's gonna do this one. That's cool.
So Manny, do you like this game? Is it good? I mean, I guess Baron, if you want to bring up a video, we could judge it off of that. It is a larger set. 61 achievements in there. So, or is it? Yeah, 61 achievements. I've only seen this like briefly.
Yeah, so this one that's listed as a card battler, RPG card battler. So take a look. So it looks pretty interesting.
I love that NES sound.
Play this non-translated. I didn't get it. Oh, so you're like on a board. That's interesting. That looks like it's partially translated.
Yeah.
Only partially.
I'm like watching it. It's kind of weird, but
let's skip forward a little bit. See what if there's any other stuff going on here. Wow. So this is from 5 years ago. I don't know if they've done revisions on the translation.
I don't know,
Maybe?
Slippy.
Hopefully.
Maybe it's Ringrish. Who knows? Is that Chase? That is Chase.
Oh, you need your stats up pretty high. That's actually kind of amusing to see for an NES game. Usually you're set to like just 99 or maybe 255, but there you go, up to 99,000 or 999,000. Whatever BPR in this battle points. Basically, there's a sprint, fly, fast system, and you pick a card that will determine what happens. If you are sprinting, there will be more Frieza cards, which means a wild battle. I don't know that word, so I'll just type in random letters and hope for the best. Fair enough.
So many, is it safe to say that you like this game? Gohan gets knocked out.
It's definitely an interesting looking game. Like, I might give this one a shot at some point. I'm not much of a Dragon Ball Z fan. I like the original Dragon Ball, and I like GT. I didn't mind the manga that was, Dragon Ball the whole way, even through the Z stuff. But I don't know, didn't get much into the anime. But I might give this a shot just because it looks kind of interesting. I'm definitely gonna play like the Pokemon card game. But I don't know. Could see if this one's any good later on. And close out some of those extra tabs here. Papa Mega Man. Oops, went too far. Okay. So next up we've got Castle Quest on the NES. This one is 2D platforming Metroidvania puzzle.
Yeah, I looked
kind
at
of a puzzle platformer.
I looked at this one. Never saw this one before on the NES. I don't know if it was a late NES game or.
Visit all floors, solve puzzles, beat the game with 40 lives or more. It's interesting. That's a 50-pointer. I mean, this is a newer set, but people have already gotten some of the Chivos. Looks like we already have a master, maybe? Yeah. So. Yeah, looks like a pretty decent, pretty straightforward set here, except for 40 lives. Might have to know where all the lives are to get that one.
Castle Quest. Yeah, 1989. Interesting.
Yeah. So I was gonna say it kind of reminds me of the Nightmare game we were looking at. The Legend of the Witch game from last week. That was the MSX game.
That you were playing?
Yeah. Actually, graphically, this reminds me more of like Solomon's Quest or Solomon's Key, which was Fire and Ice. Kind of has that kind of vibe to it. Very cheery music here.
Slippy, you know this game?
Cosmic says he watched someone try this game about a month ago. Slippy says he knows it. This one's called Castle Quest.
Was it any good?
It looks like it plays a lot like that Nightmare game. It was addicting. Looks like it's got a lot of like sort of arcadey puzzle platformer elements to it.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Could be fun. Get some pretty complicated rooms, looks like. Huh. Elevators are interesting. I think you'd probably get a little sick of the music if it's just this one song the whole game.
Yeah, if it's repetitive over and over again, definitely.
It's a mind game ultimately. I mean, I like some puzzle platformers. Looks pretty fun, pretty straightforward set. So could give that a go sometime. Actually, let me go ahead and add that to my list here. And let's add that to the RR ideas for later. Could be fun. Let's see. Next up, we got Gold Rush
Gold
on the
Rush.
Apple II.
Why does this sound so familiar?
It's a point and click. Oh, it's a Sierra. It's another Sierra point and click adventure.
Was that the same company that you put on what was it, the Frankenstein game?
I don't think it was the Frankenstein. I don't think it was the same company. The Saturn one with Tim Curry.
No, it was the Sherlock Holmes, whatever game we did on Sega CD.
Oh, Dracula Unleashed.
Dracula, that's it.
Yeah, no, that was a totally different company. That was a Viacom, I think.
Okay.
That was not a game company. That was a like a
Phone.
some kind of like a filmmaking company of some kind or a publisher that was trying their hand at video games. But Sierra is the guys that they do the King's Quest series and Space Quest and Police Quest.
This is on the Apple II, Cosmic.
Yeah, this is one of the Apple II ones. It's point and click adventure. Not a lot of missables. At least not a lot of things that are marked as missable. No idea how hard or easy the set is based on what they are, but it looks like a lot of people are earning them. I already have one master. Probably not too bad. So yeah, these guys are the ones that did they did Leisure Suit Larry as well. So could be interesting. Probably like a kind of a period piece adventure game, I would think, like 1849, Gold Rush.
Since there's some interest in it, you want to bring it up, see what it looks like?
Sure.
I know I've heard of this game before. I just don't know if it was on the Apple II or it came out on a different system. Gold Rush definitely sounds familiar though.
Dang, that looks cool. That's some cool box art. Fight a bear.
Space Quest is a cool game. Definitely Cosmic.
It looks like a different game. Sentient Software. Okay. That is not the same game. This looks like the right game. King's Quest was fun and Space Quest. Yeah. We got killed lots of times in King's Quest 1 and 3 as kids. Something we played a lot.
The Great American Hero.
Yep, this looks like King's Quest 3, graphic-wise. So I'm guessing the storyline here is probably going to be kind of like Oregon Trail, where you're making your way across the country. Probably selling a house in New York and then traveling west to California. Or maybe boarding a ship.
So is that does this game have any appeal to you whatsoever to play?
I mean, it could. If I ever get the Apple II stuff working, I wouldn't mind going through and doing the Sierra point and click adventures. Those have a lot of nostalgia value to me. Were they particularly good games? I mean, probably not. Like objectively, they're definitely not as good as the LucasArts ones. They definitely have their place in the history of like adventure games, but I don't know. They're like kind of middle of the road games, or maybe even below average for the most part.
Do you feel that they're more school-oriented type of games?
I wouldn't call them educational games per se. Like you definitely require a lot more thinking. They're definitely more, as Slippy was talking about the other one, brain games. But I wouldn't say they're educational. They're not. it's not quite like Oregon Trail 2 or some of those ones, which you would play in like in school. But it is, you do have to figure out like what types of commands you can put in. Because like King's Quest, you'd have like a little text box or at the bottom that you would enter in commands with. This one looks like you might just click things with your mouse. So this might be more along the lines of some of the later ones. They aren't factual. Yeah, no, like they're telling stories that are period. Like in this case, it might be a period piece, but they're not out to like teach you facts about the gold rush. I mean, any more so than like you watch what was the Throne, Game of Thrones sets out to teach you about like the War of the Roses. It takes some elements of that, but it's not. That's not the purpose. But yeah, there's a lot of reading in these games, as you can see. Yeah, okay, so you're gonna be doing a lot of taking a lot of different routes, I guess, to get to California. Probably. But yeah, if you played like King's Quest, Space Quest, it's gonna be along those lines. So it might be interesting. They had some pretty good jokes in there sometimes, and some pretty I guess they had some pretty bawdy humor sometimes. So, Sierra being Sierra. But there you go. It's got a set now, so you can go. If we ever get Apple II working, you go give this one a shot. Next up, we've got Howard the Duck on Amstrad CPC. I was hoping, Drake, if you know anything about, because I've heard you talking about the Amstrad here and there. I've never tried to emulate this one. Are you at all familiar with this game or Amstrad in general? Really small set here. Some of these look pretty difficult though. So you got some kind of speedrun type, like time-based achievements. There's an expert mode. There's a deathless. Another deathless. Let's take a look at this one. Howard the Duck. There's a movie of this. So this is a movie-based game. So this might be shovelware. We'll see. The movie was panned pretty heavily when it came out. It's kind of a side character in the Marvel universe. It's really surprising that he ever got a movie. The Howard the Duck comics were very I don't know, it was like a lot of philosophical commentary, and sometimes it kind of felt like the author was on LSD. I think that was Byrne. Was the writer for that one. It's very strange and weird 60s, 70s Marvel comic. It's very much a product of its time. The comic book was, and it's super surprising that they made a movie out of it. The movie's kind of 80s sci-fi schlock.
It's
fun.
It's a Howard the Duck is a cult classic movie. It's bad, but for what it's worth, I loved it. It's just it's a cult classic now at this point. This is the Howard the Duck video game. Oh man, I don't think this is based on the movie. I don't think Howard ever went to some island.
No, I don't think it's based on the comic either.
It's their own separate thing.
The character design here is nothing like the.
Yeah.
Very, very unlike either the comic or the movie, except that it's a duck. I mean, pretty tall duck.
I love these clicking sounds. The game box is the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. This is a game that was sold as, merchandising to go alongside the movie. but it looks like the developers here just did whatever they thought was appropriate with what
False
they had.
advertisement.
Well, maybe not so much false advertisement, but there are a lot of movie-based games that are kind of like this. you know?
Like E.T.
I don't know. I've not actually played enough of ET.
E.T.'s bad.
Actually, I don't think I played ET. I don't think I actually played the Atari 2600 ET. But I heard that you did have elements of it that were like, do this, get this item that was like in the movie or something.
But there were no like pits that E.T. fell into, and he had to like use his powers to float out. And then this one, what is he on,
Right.
a jetpack?
Yeah, he's got a jetpack.
What the hell? When
So-
did Howard the Duck ever have a jetpack?
Yeah, in the movie he had like they built a plane. They built a little prop plane.
Yeah, that I
used
remember.
for- And then they had like a little like all-terrain vehicle with a laser attached to it that he was shooting a giant scorpion alien thing with. Very, like I said, very 80s sci-fi schlock. Very fun. But this doesn't look like that at all. You can skip ahead a little bit. Oh, you get a little flyer thing. It's more like a glider. It looks kind of like the plane that they built.
It looks cool for what it is.
I don't remember there being any kind of like stomping on dirt piles or whatever as part of the movie.
So you're just throwing a temper tantrum, that's all. This game looks awful. Yeah, it does look awful.
I mean, I don't know what to expect for Amstrad. Like I want to say it's one of the 8-bit British computers or European computer systems back in the 80s. So given that, this isn't like that bad for being 8-bit, especially considering I don't know if that was an Amstrad I was looking at. I know I've seen some games from some of those systems. Could have been the Spectrum that I was looking at, where it was basically like a little bit below Game Boy, like Game Boy quality of graphics. But this is like it's like an NES game, maybe a little less. Top Gun landing sequence there, yeah. This might be a good game to add on RR just as a jank fest.
Oh my god, I would lose it. This looks... oof.
Oh, you get a bazooka. Hey. That's a plus.
Alright. Yeah, if we could get it to work. I'm sorry, I couldn't
Not
get
that,
it to
not
work.
that Howard the Duck got a bazooka. Yeah, getting the Amstrad stuff to work. I don't know. I've not tried Amstrad, so I know some of the older computer systems to get them to work. Like, I've given Apple II a try. I haven't really delved deeply into doing more than that, but I couldn't get it to work straightforwardly, at least. And I think the other one, PC-88, took a lot of doing to get working. And I've tried Amiga before and couldn't get Amiga stuff working. So some of those older computer systems, they're a little bit tricky just because of the way that what all they're emulating and the way that things were set up. Because you would do what you do with a computer, where you would copy a game off a disk or run an install program off a disk and then run the game off your hard drive or something. So it's a little bit more than just popping a cartridge into a system.
Yeah, there's a lot more with the Amiga.
Yeah.
There's a
Maybe
lot
Chris-
more.
Hack, so don't worry about that.
I know from a friend that has an Amiga, and it's just even to get a run is madness. So
And then last system here last game here that got a set is Roll Cage on the PlayStation. So this is a racing game. Looks like you're gonna beat it on the different difficulty settings. Beat different leagues. And then time attack. This is kind of to be expected with the racing games. Mega time attack. Ooh. I wonder if this is kind of like Twisted Metal, picking up weapons. Let's take a look at this one. See if it's got some vehicular combat.
I never saw this one before. Well, if you did you enjoy it? It looks interesting. It looks like a DW game. Your car flips. They made an RC car like this back in the day, where you used to be able to flip over, drive on its side, do all these stunts and everything. Remember getting it at Toys R Us.
Okay, so I was thinking it'd be more like
Twisted
maybe
Metal.
like Twisted Metal, but I think it's more just like a kart racer. Yeah, so this probably plays kind of along the same lines as like a Mario Kart or the Konami Crazy Racers kind of stuff that we've seen before. Not that that's a bad thing, but just, you know.
I guess the gimmick here is that little fading in and out. It's kind of what it seems like. And then he has like some sort of boost shield or something. So when you really boost like that, you get the distortion.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell what's going on screen.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Well, you get weapons of some kind. Alright. Well, there you go. There's a roll cage on PlayStation. Got some achievements here around gathering the various types of power-ups and, you know, shield, time warp, wormhole. Keep a speed of 450 miles per hour for at least 10 seconds. Keep your vehicle flipped over for every lap of a race after the first one and finish first. Interesting. Flip your car over 50 times in one race.
Flip your car. Imagine doing that. Wait, you got a car, flip your car 50 times? I hope you're not like sensitive to motion in that one. That sounds pretty bad.
Well, I mean, you're watching your car. You know, it's not like the whole camera flips.
Cosmic, I think you remember the toy too, right? With the big, it had like gigantic rubber wheels. It was really small and thin, and it would flip around, and you could do all crazy. Yeah, I remember that. RC cars were big back in the day.
Yeah, I remember some of those toys. Fun times. All right, well that covers all the sets for this week. So our next segment is just kind of going through our community and seeing what people have been up to. So go through the following. And I want to go back in time last week. And actually, let's go make it. There we go. Weekly. And should we start from the top or the bottom this time?
I say let's start from the top.
All right. So Mr. Wiseman, he's our friend. Let's throw a shout out for Wiseman. He sometimes pops by over here. He has been doing 8-Man, which is I think that was an anime. I didn't know it had a game, but looks like it was an arcade game for it. Some Samurai Showdown. It's classic. Gun Force. No idea what that is. Metal Slug, Super Vehicle 01 on arcade. Oh yeah. So I think we popped over to his stream and he was playing Baseball Stars the other night. So he's been going on kind of an arcade
binge.
Yeah.
8-Man. 8-Man looks.
8-Man.
Yeah, that looks interesting.
Oh, I had an S on.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah.
Thank you, Knocker.
Oh, this is the Neo Geo. Oh man, I have this one. It didn't click until you saw. I saw that come up. All right, all right.
Okay, so it's a beat 'em up. Cool. I never got around to watching the anime for this one. I saw we used to get VHS tapes from what was it? There's some anime fan sub group. No, I guess it wasn't fan subs. It was official subs or whatever. But there was a group that had they'd have this like advertisement reel that would have this series 8-Man. It'd have I think Evangelion and Alita. So we were always seeing that and we're like, hey, those look cool, but we were limited to whatever they had at our local rental place.
Man, the local rental places, I wish they were back. I really do. Those days will never happen ever again. You could always build a Blockbuster in your basement and buy a bunch of VHS and DVD tapes. And do that like some people I know. But, whatever.
Yes. VHS don't really keep very well.
No, they
Tape
don't.
in general doesn't keep very well.
I just picked up Batman. Well, from my parents' storage locker, I got Batman Robin, Batman Returns, Lost World, Turtles 1, Turtles 2, and Batman Forever all on VHS. Because I have a VHS player in the room, so.
I'm gonna go ahead and add this on our list for potentially doing for Reviewers Roundtable sometime.
It's a fun game. It's a beat 'em up. Lot of action, lot of explosions. Music's very high paced, like fast paced. But it doesn't look like the anime. The guy doesn't look like the anime that much, so. There's super power-ups in this though. I mean, like, there's a maddening variety of power-ups that you can get in this. With the kicks, with the punches, jump attacks, super attacks.
Oh, that guy had a pretty silly animation, just like walking up. Creeping up on you. Alright, well that is 8-Man on arcade, and that's what Wise has been playing. And what was the other one, Knocker, you mentioned? Gunforce? Gunforce, Battlefire, Engulfed. He says it's terrible. But looks like Wise, 6 hours, 1 minute. Okay. So he must have batted this in like one stream, or off stream.
He's very efficient at badging games.
He is. He kicks butt.
Yeah, Knocker's really good at that too.
Okay, so run and gun, kind of like Contra.
Oh, I've seen him playing this. That sound can get very annoying very quickly.
I bet. Yeah, this looks like Contra. This looks like a ripoff of Contra.
It totally does. Look at this. And Wiseman is really good at Contra.
Yeah, that would explain it. So this is like probably like a dumbed down, easier, cheesier version of Contra. Well, there you go. If you've already beaten all the Contra games, there you go. Gunforce. Looks like it's actually, let's look at the set for this. Complete level. Get a bunch of weapons. Get the ammunition for it. Complete a level, any level, without Deathless. That's not too bad. 1cc the game. And finish it with 30 seconds left. So sort of a speed run the first level. But only the first level. So really that's not a bad set at all. It looks like a lot of people have gotten it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. 39.
Yeah.
So probably pretty easy set.
Defeat monster without die. Why is that really hard?
Couldn't tell you.
No, Cosmic. Knocker mentioned that.
Yeah. He was playing Shock Troopers. He was talking about that on one of his last streams. Killer Instinct, a lot of Contras. Oh, he's working on the bonus set for Contra. That's right. I forgot about that. And bonus set for Punch Out. That's kind of his. He'll always go back to those at least once a stream. The achievement names were typos, broken English. Oh, gotcha. All right, next up is Manny. It's our looks like we've been
Pokemon
playing some Miss Pac-Man.
Master. I saw.
Pokemon Dreams.
I was looking at his
Pack.
badges, and the Pokemon are just uber Pokemon. He's really good at Pokemon games.
Yeah. We've watched. Well, I've watched Manny basically do one day long badge of Pokemon Gold, the Professor Oak bonus set. That was pretty nuts. There's a lot of grinding. Thank the Lord in heaven that there is such a thing as fast forward.
Yeah. Because the encounter is, you got to keep on encountering, like if you have to do a shiny, and you got to keep on going over and over and over. Oh man, that's rough.
Oh yeah, he wasn't doing the shiny set. I think he said he's tried the shiny set at least once for one of the games, but he was working on the Professor Oak one, which is basically just capture every Pokemon and evolve to every possible evolution at that point in the game before going and fighting the next boss, which is kind of the way I was playing it to begin with anyway. So like I'm probably gonna do a lot of those Professor Oak sets too. But yeah, it's.
I never took you for a big
okay.
Pokemon guy.
Not really. I mean, I played first gen, and I don't think I've really played any of the later ones aside from I did get Arceus and dump a bunch of time into that when that came out. But I think I only
For the
beat first
Switch?
boss, and then I kind of was like Squirrel, Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
And, kind of got wrapped up in that. So yeah. So Manny's been busy. Next up is Mr. Knocker and Zash. Knocker's been working Wario Land 2. Got the badge for Fat Shaming Penguin. Yume Penguin Monogatari. That's a fun one. Pugsley Scavenger Hunt. Good on you, sir. That is good on you for badging that so quickly. Holy crap, man. We watched Pulse go through that one, and it was
Wow, 2 days and 11
painful,
hours.
like it was like 2 weeks, wasn't it, for Pulse to get that? 2 weeks, maybe in 3 weeks. The One Heart run was terrible. You say that, but you got it in 2 days, man. That is
Yeah.
nuts. Good job. Good job. You are far better at platformers than I could ever hope to be. And you got Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, that's what you're working. I think you were working on that last week. So
Yeah, you're a
good work,
badging
sir.
beast. I mean, you got to be like, what? In the top 50 on the site?
You got so mad you woke up Frank. You finished the bonus set. Yeah, the X6 bonus set. That one was pretty crazy too.
I mean, look at those badges. That's
Yeah. Knocker was I don't know if you're flying up the ranks quite as fast these days, but for a good while there, you went from like I want to say this was when I was just starting to look at RA stuff, but you were down in like I don't know 5,000, 6,000 at that point, and you just bumped way up to like to 1,500. You got to 1,500 real fast, and now you're up past. I remember when you got past 300, that was kind of a big jump too. So just flying up there.
What's his site rank right now?
He's at 124 right now. So good work, sir. Keep up the good art.
Wow.
Next up is Zash. Zash has been playing some Scat. Special Cybernetic Attack Team. I think that's a shoot 'em up in or is it? I don't know, maybe Running Gun. No, shoot 'em up. Shoot 'em up.
I know that cover anywhere. It's an NES game.
That's a pretty well known one. Oh, and he played Gun Force as well. Interesting. So this is the we were just looking at the Super Nintendo version of this one. Looks like there's an arcade version as well.
Oh, Top Hunter's a good game.
Top Hunter. We talked about that one when it came out for Neo Geo CD. That was a good while ago. That's an interesting game. I played some of that. It's you have like you have kind of a forward and a background layer that you're jumping back and forth between as you play.
Did he seriously badge that? Oh my. Oh my.
Not Top Hunter. Are you talking about
No.
Ricky?
Yeah. Oh wow. Oh
I know you
wow.
said that's one of your favorite games.
Yeah, we could say that. Foxy and I have the same views on this game. I am. Jeez, what is this set like for? Oh,
And Polestar. We were talking about Polestar as one of the ones.
Polestar's really good too. Polestar's tough for Neo Geo CD. He did Blazing Lasers too. Wow.
This is Blazing Star. I don't know if that's the same thing.
Oh, Blazing Star.
Yeah, it's another shoot 'em up on arcade. So Zash, our resident master of shoot 'em up games.
Yeah, he's like stupid good at that.
And Foxy.
There is no
Everyone else
way.
badged Dino Ricky. Oh,
There's no way anybody should play Dino Ricky. You would have to be completely batshit crazy to play Dino Ricky. Like, and Foxy agrees, like, that game is horrid. I'm glad he badged it. I mean, more power to Zash. That game... but, yeah, that game's interesting. So, ooh, Foxy got Dragon Quest.
yeah, and Foxy. So Dragon Quest was our monthly melee. So a lot of us batched that recently. I'm working on this one on the side as well. But that's a classic. If you haven't gone through Dragon Quest, pretty straightforward set, not bad at all. A little bit grindy here and there if you're playing Dragon Warrior rather than Dragon Quest. I think Quest is a little bit the EXP is a little bit more balanced. But either way, it's not bad. It's not awful. Yeah, straight up good game. The big thing that Foxy did recently was he got the Deathless on Super Castlevania 4. That was the second to last Achieva he was working on, and it is a 100-pointer that is definitely worth 100 points. So that one was rough. So huge GGs to Foxy again on getting the Deathless there and badging this one. That's a toughie. And looks like he was playing some Altered Beast. It's kind of a classic on Genesis.
High score game this week was Altered Beast.
Oh, was that the high score game this week?
Yeah.
And then Super Spy was last week's review game. I didn't get around to doing much last week because of some various family stuff, but Cosmic asked me to play this one, so I'm gonna make sure I try to find some time to play it this week.
It's a cool game.
Yeah, it looked a lot like Cross Swords, but with, you're fighting ninjas and spies and stuff. So, looked pretty cool.
Oh, she's playing the Lion King now.
Yeah, next up is Cassie. She's, I've seen her working on these, on both this one and the Genesis one off and on in the last several months. So, that's one I think she goes back to. Bulk Slash. So this is one we saw Sark batch this couple months ago. It's kind of a mecha flight simulator type game, kind of like Zone of the Enders, but with even more anime.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What system?
This is on Saturn.
Oh, bring this up.
Slash.
I've never heard of this. You've piqued my interest.
It's pretty neat. The set requires you to there's different girls that you get as your operator, or your maybe operator's the wrong word. You're like a assistant or aide or whatever, and you find them in different stages and you can equip them, and they give you different endings depending on which girl was your aide. So it's almost kind of like a visual novel in that sense,
That is a huge set.
It's only about 30 achievements. It's not bad.
Oh, 33. Yeah, that's not bad.
It does require about I think it was 17, 18 playthroughs to get everything.
I've never heard of Bulk Slash before.
21 plus playthroughs. Oh, 21, not 17. Yeah. So you have to get the girl, get whichever girl you want to stick with, and then get her early enough to level her up through the game to get the good ending for that character. Yeah. Yep. Voicing is also half good, half junk. So they from what I understand, Knocker, from what Sark was saying on his stream, it's a fan dub that is the English version. So, given that, it's really not that bad. It's actually really good. It's like a lot better. Like it's a hell of a lot better than the working designs on Sega CD that we were playing for Pop Mail. Like that one's not
Oh yeah,
professional at all.
yeah.
It's
That's
it's embarrassingly amateur. But Bulk Slash compared to that is way better.
yeah,
You
just
know?
like Albert Odyssey. Oh yeah, she's speaking Ebonics. Just horrible, horrible translations in that game. Horrible.
Anyway, but it wasn't, for what it was not bad. Probably, like, if I played it, I'd probably prefer the Japanese voices for sure. But I always do that, so I'm kind of, my opinion's kind of null and void. Because, anyway, looks like she booted up 7 Saga and was playing some Gradius too. Good stuff. And Rockstar Lexi. Oh, we should be doing shoutouts as we go here. Sorry, I've been slacking.
I should be doing that and you should be talking.
Yeah, let's throw some shoutouts here. For folks, and Knocker, we talked about already.
Boy.
Do a shout out here.
Let's see, what's Lexi doing?
And, yeah, Lexi's working on Shinobi. That's her current request
Oh,
game.
she's got one left.
Most of last week she was working on Sunset Riders, and I think she took some breaks to play some other Shinobi 3.
What's the last Shinobi one that she needs?
Beat Mechagodzilla. Okay. So I guess that's, wait. Fight against Mechagodzilla. Beat Mechagodzilla. Okay.
Oh, it's unlicensed, the Super Shinobi.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So I wonder if that's like a backport of the game, or maybe like it was a Sega game and they moved it over. But I think that's I want to say Shinobi 2 and maybe 3 are Yuzo Koshiro games too. As far as like the music. I think Drake would know. I haven't played these ones. But they're pretty cool. Pretty cool looking. Yeah, she already batched Shinobi 3. So. Yep.
Shinobi 3 was a good game.
Boble. I saw her playing that one too. That was a homebrew. Shinobi 3 wasn't Yuzo Koshiro? Okay. Was it 2 then? Maybe it was Revenge of Shinobi or something like that. Anywho, I can look up what Coach was doing. And me and Hardcore. So Coach has been going through a lot of different games on his streams. I did see he invested a bunch of time in Metal Warriors there. I saw Pookum's playing this one too. This one's pretty cool. I think this is the one where you go back and forth, kind of like Master Blaster, or Blaster Master. I keep forgetting which one that is, but the other game where you go back and forth between running around as a human and running around in your mech. And in this one, you get a few different types of mechs. Revenge of Shinobi. Okay, so it was Revenge of Shinobi was the Yuzo Koshiro one. Vice Project Doom.
Oh, look at that, a
one's pretty
Flintstones
cool.
game.
And yeah, Flintstones. So I'm playing Flintstones, Warrior Land. Yeah, he's been all over the place. And then I booted up Monster Hunter because that was I was trying to get the subset working, and I'm gonna give the subset a try here in a bit. And
Oh wow, look
I was
at you
kinda
with
stuck.
Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah, as we were talking about Pokemon, this is the first Pokemon game I'm gonna go for a badge for. So I started on that one. and then Dragon Quest. And then just kind of my standard things to do while waiting in meetings and stuff is Tetris, puzzle games, and I have worked a little bit more on Monster Hunter Freedom. I got Nacho playing this one with us, Nacho and Drake, on the weekend, so that was cool.
Oh, you're so close to Beijing Pac-Land too.
Yeah, I tried for that 50 fruits a couple different times. I'll come back to it again later, I'm sure. Yellow was the first Pokemon game you played, Cosmic? That's cool.
Yeah, same was mine, yellow, and then I went to blue and then red.
And then Hardcore. I think Hardcore's been doing Phantasy Star. Yeah. Did he get did he beat this one at least? He did not. I am disappointed. I was hoping to get at least to the finish in the game. But he got driven pretty crazy with the final dungeon in Phantasy Star and getting the full exploration achievement for it. This one, it wasn't popping for him for whatever reason. Never seen him around Scanlines or really anywhere recently. Hardcore. Drake and I have been hanging out on his streams lately, and I think he's popped in over here on our review.
Hardcore gaming.
Hardcore XBL, I think is his it's let me see if I can find that. I should be shouting out him on Twitch thing here. Let me do that. That guy there. Yeah, he was pretty inactive there for a bit, but he started back in on working on some of these.
Oh, Hardcore XBL.
Yeah, he's another big fan of dungeon crawlers, so he's been playing a lot of the wizardry games earlier on. But he's also been working on like Final Fantasy, and I think I watched him batch Dragon Warrior a while back too. Yeah. And Chrono pops in here every once in a while. Ooh, he's going through Jack Bros.
Oh, really?
I need to get this badge. I suck at this kind of game, but it's a lot of fun. It's a cool game. Awesome music. I've tossed that on a number of people's wheels because there's a lot of people in our community that are really good at that kind of game. Oh, cool. That's the hardest one. The Jack Frost Deathless. That is definitely the hardest one. And he got the we were talking about this last RA review. He was working on this one. So it looks like he got his the subset here for Superstar Saga. I think he was working on the subset while Pulse was working on the main set last week.
That was Mario and Luigi, yeah. Oh, that's what Pulse was playing.
Yeah, he was playing this, and then he played Super Princess Peach for a bit.
Oh, on the 3DS, I think it is.
I think it might be just regular DS.
Have that here somewhere.
Or it might have been No, yeah, I think it's DS. I think it's regular DS. Let's see, BCG. He pops in sometimes. Cosmic. And a certain somebody we know. Go through here. So VCG's been doing the Dragon Quest V on Super Nintendo. That's kind of surprising. I would have thought he'd have this one by now. That's this is like the best of the Dragon Quest series, especially of the 16-bit era. So working on some Legend of Zelda hacks, Muppets.
Muppets.
That's probably a meme set. Super Mario World. I think this one got a. He probably had the badge for this one, and this one probably got a revision. I think somebody was saying.
Oh, Muppets.
Jack Rose, but I probably want to play it when you can watch me, Baron. Yeah. I'd love to watch you play through that one. It's like I said, great game, great music. Dragon Quest VI. Super Mario Brothers. Wait, he's not back to this one, or did this one get a revision too? I'm guessing this one probably got a revision, because I'm pretty sure I had seen him with this badge. Mario Brothers. Yeah, it must have got a revision, because I think I saw him with that one before. That's one of the problems of if you've been on RA for a long time, is that they come back and they revise games a lot. Oh, he never had the badge for it. Huh. He's got to love the other ones. I watched him get the Super Mario Brothers 2 one, so for sure he has that one. Not the real one, but the American one. Super Mario Brothers 2 US, the Doki Doki Panic one. And then we got Cosmic. Cosmic's been working on Oddworld. That's a classic puzzle platformer. Good fun. A little bit of body humor. Body, BAW, body. Ugh, can't talk today. But lots of farting in that one.
Oh, you booted up Alter Beast. So who's got the highest score right now in Alter Beast?
Oh, you got past the spot he was stuck on. That's cool. Let's see. Pull up.
Scanline's Discord. I wonder.
Yeah.
Wonder who's got the
Arena.
highest score.
Got Slippy with a 304. Cosmic with 71. Looks like there's only 2 scores so far. That's weird. Usually Foxy pops in a score on Sunday for the challengers. I was driving my niece home. Well, I was going, so I couldn't pop in Sunday. But yeah, that was there's only 2 scores on there so far, so
It's interesting.
looks like it's open.
All right.
There's room. And Super Mario World, that's another classic. Blues Journey. I feel like we've talked about this one before. Blues Journey. Also called Ragai.
I don't remember this one. Neo Geo Blues Journey. It's definitely a platformer.
Oh, couldn't get it to work. It's unfortunate. Drake says he played some California games and Monster Hunter, but no achievements. Oh, you didn't get any achievements for did you get any this Sunday when we played? It's one of the monthly Melee games this month. Oh, Blues Journey is? Okay. Let me try booting that up after stream today, and I'm just gonna put a reminder in our DMs back and forth. I'll try and get that working and maybe we can both get it working.
What Blues Journey?
Yeah. So I'll try and get it working for both of us.
What's the
later
review?
when
What's the review game then this week?
I
Kind of confused on that
in
one.
that channel. Medicine continues. Colibri. Oh, I think that's the on 32X. That's the butterfly game, isn't it?
Right,
Or
that's the one
Hungry.
that Knocker said it's a shooter.
Knocker. Yeah, Zash. I think Zash patched that one. So yeah, you could do that. And Mr. Saiyan has been working on Link's Awakening. That's Pinball the Dead in the hunt from last week.
I'm gonna be going after Pinball of the Dead. I kind of like that game.
Yeah, we need more people getting pinball badges on the site. That's for sure. It's like Sark and maybe 1 or 2 other people I've seen with like the Williams pinball set.
Cosmic destroyed that score. I tried and tried and tried, and I could not beat Cosmic's score in that game. His score was, I couldn't obtain that score as much as I tried. And I think I played it for close to about 4 hours straight, 5 hours straight, and I couldn't beat it. It's not a bad game, Cosmic. Your score was just astronomical.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna give this more of a whirl sometime. Pinball the Dead now that it's got a set. I played this one on Cosmos Request a while back when I was kind of on a pinball kick, and had some fun with it. It was. I'm not a huge fan of the Dead series to begin with, so I was like, it's zombies, but yeah, it was okay. It's pretty good as a pinball game, just as a pinball game. Play some Ultra Beast. Yeah, Ultra Beast is a classic too. Wise from your grave.
Yeah. Oh, there's California
Gotta
games.
play some of that. And here's Drake. Last on our list for this last week. Me and him booted up some Monster Hunter Freedom on Sunday. We were playing together. I guess we didn't get any of the major 1-star quests because they start you out. You don't have a whole lot of equipment, and you have just the base weapon, and it's really hard to beat anything more than the basic Velocitron. And for the Gathering Hall quests are pretty tough. Like, your first major monster hunt is a blue Yankuku, and then there's another one that's 3 Velocidromes. And it's like, for 1-star Gathering Hall quests, later on, later games you get the same kind of quest you got as a 1-player quest, but now it's just an enemy with more health to it, playing it in the Gathering Hall. So you'd go up against the same monsters you went up against in the village quests, at least for 1-star, 2-star, 3-star. But these ones are just way more difficult. It's like stepping in straight into 3-star village quests essentially.
I gotta get back into that game.
We fainted on the blue Yankuku. Yeah, we should play all together. It would be nice. I don't want to have like we do our Wednesday Monster Hunter stuff with Vance and Roto. I don't want to exclude them. It's like I don't want to start playing this when we're already playing Rise with them. But maybe once we get Vance through the story of Rise, of the expansion, maybe we could switch over to Freedom or Freedom Unite, or even Monster Hunter 1. Now that there's a set for that,
that is true,
as our main game on Wednesday. That'd be pretty neat. And Drake, you should play with us on Wednesdays, or just I think going forward, if we have some time together to play on weekends, that would be
that
awesome.
would be ideal. Yeah, and stream it.
All right, and I think I missed RBK here. RBK's been doing some Dragon Quest 3, some Phantasy Star 3.
A lot of people have been playing Dragon Quest and Phantasy Star.
Yeah, well, I mean, Drake played Phantasy Star, and then he requested I play it, and then I think Hardcore saw me playing it, and so he wanted to badge it as well. And because he's big on the dungeon crawlers, so that's kind of how that went. And Dragon Quest was our monthly melee last month for Valentine's. Dost thou love me? Dost thou love me, Erdrick or Metz or
right? Yeah, I saw that. Everyone was saying so. You were the original that started it, so.
Yeah, it's cool though. We all get around to playing some fun games on each other's recommendations, or we see each other playing stuff and we're like, oh, that looks fun. I'm gonna give that a shot. Great community. All right, so it is now 2 hours in. I guess we've kind of gone long talking about people, what they've been up to. I'm going to try one more time to get my Monster Hunter 1 on PS2 working here. So let me switch over to that and see if I can get it working. What are you going to play, sir?
Oh, I'm going to play some... Let's see, some Zelda.
Oh, good choice, sir.
I focused on you. Go here. Participants.
Let me open up that PCSX2.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, I think that's in good fun though. Like you get smack from Pulse and Foxy when you're playing stuff that they've played. Like okay, but I think they mean that in good fun. Like they're probably not meaning that in all you ever play is what we play kind of thing. But it works. It works. Awesome. Let me share a screen here.
Zelda isn't even in this game. You are absolutely correct, but this is my favorite game of all time. Love this game. Love the. It's great. Absolutely great game.
Okay, I got my Monster Hunter up, and it's the achievements are working. It looks like we got the achievements.
I love this game. Let's see. Let's bring Baron up. Right now it's just me. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Let me turn the audio down a little bit. It's a little loud.
That's what I'm talking about. That's beautiful. Let me resize the screen to fit all of us on here. Kind of cut me off as well. There we go. That's much better.
Oh, oops. That's right. It's circle. Circle is confirmed in the Japanese version, not X. Gotta click the right button.
This is the first Monster Hunter you're playing, correct?
Yes, sir.
Totally badass right there.
So, for those that want to get this up and going, it looks like there are some things that are untranslated here, but this is the Japanese. To play this subset, you just need there's a patched version of the Japanese thing. I ran the patch myself, so if you have any trouble with it, there's like an explainer on what to do in the forum topics. The forum topic for the subset that'll guide you through how to do the patch and where to find it and so on and so forth. If you need any help, feel free to ping me on like Discord or whatever, and I can walk you through how to set this up. Because it looks like we got it working. All right, so we gotta find a good setting here. Let's see. I think I like that one best. Now the question, do they have the delinquent cut? Kind of it. It's not out front enough. Need that pompadour. There's no real pompadour here. Closest thing is this mohawk. It's got the ugly braid in the back. You got kind of a squall haircut. We could be emo. Sand, should we be emo? Did you mute yourself, Sand? I think Sand must have gotten eaten by his dog. Definitely not that one. Oh, it's not showing my stream. Oh, well. Alright, we'll go with that, please. I think Sand probably got himself muted or something. Some technical difficulties here. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I left. I didn't even eat dinner yet.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I see it says watch stream. I'm gonna jump on mine now. So, this is the second cave, and I have to do this boss deathless. This guy's a joke, I think. So, I was doing it before, but it was so late. I just said, whatever.
Oh, it's exactly the same village as in Monster Hunter Freedom.
Oh wow, it is.
Oh,
Now-
you know what? Go ahead.
This is the one thing that drives me crazy about this game. Why did they have to make it look like a Mario?
Is it the platforming part?
It's so weird. Like, even the monsters look like Goombas. They are Goombas from Mario.
I mean, you realize it's a game that's from Nintendo, right?
I do, but I'm like, I thought they, separation of church and state here when it comes to games.
Nope. A lot of the same folks. I mean, Miyamoto, right? Miyamoto
True.
is the Zelda guy and the Mario guy. This is PS2, sir. It looks like you hold R2 to run rather than R1. That's interesting. Let me check my controller real quick just to see if I've got things set up quite right. Let's see, it's this one.
I don't need the acorn. I need the Triforce of Power, man. Come on, dude.
Are you sure you don't need the Tanuki leaf?
I love this. This is such a great game.
Oh, okay. So it is R2 for running instead of R1. Interesting.
I was 10 when this came out, and the ending really kind of got me upset because I was like, oh, wait a minute. Is he, like, he's at sea. Is he ever going to return? I mean, what's going on? And, you kind of think about things like that in this game. Wait, really?
The whistle in Mario came from Zelda? Interesting.
I'm going to change menus really fast, guys, so just letting you know. You see the menu keep on popping up and down, up and down. I'm not in the Game Boy Color mode, no. I'm playing it in the original format that I remember it. I didn't want to do anything special, color, or whatever it is. There is, the DX version of this, and I looked at the badge for the DX version, and I like it. It's more challenging, and I kind of felt like this game was a little bit easier on the easy side, so I'm probably, I'm almost 100% sure I'm going to badge this one. It's just the boss fights I'm going to have to be creative with. I have both boxed, and I have this one and the DX both boxed, and a copy of them sealed as well. And if I had to go back to it, I think it would be Wind Waker, Twilight Princess because of Minda, obviously, then Wind Waker, then this. I love this. I was called crazy because I loved the remake of this on the Switch. I love what they did with it. And a lot of people really did not like it. It's one
I
more.
heard that there was some sound effects on there that were very annoying.
Yeah, there
people
were.
found.
There definitely were.
I'm not seeing the skills on the armor in here. I'm just seeing 2 pages. I wonder I wonder if the skills are there in the original Japanese, and that they if they patched out because there's too much work to try and put the names in, maybe. But I feel like they would have to mess the menus with that. So was it just not there in the original? Do they not have? Are there not skills on armor in the original? That can't be right.
I got hit once. Jake, I forgot, was it you that said you stopped playing this because you couldn't figure out Rock's feather? The Switch remake is very claymation. Oh, it's really cool. It's a whole different type of game. I happen to like it a lot. So you were saying like you can't figure out stats for the armor?
Yeah. It looks like they don't have it visible. So I just looked at GameFAQs guide, and the way they're talking about it is like you'd have to essentially buy the armor and equip a bunch together to see if you get active skills. So
Ooh.
it's not actually just information. Like the information is not available to you right off the bat. You'd have to build everything first before you can even know what's on there, unless you have a guide. That's I mean, I knew this was the first Monster Hunter, and I knew that there were improvements even in the PSP version, even in the G, going from the first game to the expansion. But wow,
That's rough.
That's really kind of nuts.
Yeah, that's like how are you supposed to figure out what combos to use for sets? You would have to make essentially almost every set in the game.
Well, yeah, if you wanted to write a guide about it and figure out what, everything's there, that does extend the life of the gameplay.
Drastically.
Yes. Let's see here. So we got some. In this guide, at least, it gives basic set combos. If you put together 3 pieces of the same kind of gear, you get some stuff. It looks like you only need 2 of certain sets. I wonder if underneath they actually do have the number system the way they do in like Freedom and Freedom United. It's just not visible, is all. Okay. So I probably want Chain, because Chain was a pretty good set in Freedom, and it's basically just like defense up, I think. Let's see. Yeah, it's defense up and health up, so that's a pretty decent set. So if I just get like a...
And there it is, achievement
and
unlocked. And here's another achievement unlocked.
Oh wait, that's 1,500 just for the gloves though? Holy crap. Alright. Chainmail. And then the,
Well, there's 2 achievements unlocked.
guards.
Boss damageless and... Yeah.
We'll start with this, I guess. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to do any of the Gathering Hall stuff, really, until I complete some other stuff. I need raw meat.
Come on. Are you going to
That's
be
gonna be weird,
purchasing the Elden Ring DLC?
I think I had it on pre-order actually. I haven't looked on Steam in quite a while.
Oh, you played Elden Ring on PC?
Yeah. Let's see. Fashion. Whetstone map? Sure. I think this is just the same. Blah 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 blah. Oh, that's right. This one had the analog stick attacks. So there's like vertical and horizontal. Interesting. Okay. On this block. Look forward.
Surprised there was an achievement for that.
Okay. Raw meat. Be sure to drop it on the ground. Vertizontal.
Really looks like a beautiful game.
Well, yeah, I mean it's like the PSP ones, but you have a wider field of view, and it would have higher resolution, higher base resolution anyway. Draw sword, sheath sword, jumping attack. Interesting. I kind of doubt that there is.
So all your attacks are based off of the analog sticks.
Yeah, so there's my jumping, slicing. Wow, that's a lot more blood. There's a lot more blood in this than
Oh yeah.
the PSP one. I don't think this one had a farm either, if I remember right. You know what? I don't mind the analog stick attacks. It's interesting.
It's probably easier to use.
I don't know about that, but I mean they definitely switched it because the triangle and circle for attacks is easier, and it's easier to. It's definitely better to have your camera on the right stick in general. But I don't hate this. It's not. I can appreciate it as a experimental decision. Let's see, is there a? Yep, there we are. Blood requires more computer horsepower. I suppose that could be it. Let's see. Okay. Oops. I am definitely not going to want to play this in amidst a bunch of other Monster Hunter games because the controls are so different between the L1 R1 and L2 R2. Like they got them switched from what they have in other games. I mean, granted, PSP only had an L and an R, but like in World you hit R, you hold R1 to run. Usually there's a herb over here. Yep. Definitely want more herbs. How's Link's Awakening going?
I'm having a wonderful time.
Remap. Yeah, I could remap the buttons. I could. Yes. Either in possibly there's some options in the menu.
Well, don't give it away, Drake.
He's still asleep. Well, anyway, it might be on the top level options, like when you're loading up a game, before you load up a game, rather. There we go.
I already got 2 badges.
2 badges?
Yeah, I beat the
Badge
boss.
full games? Oh, achievos.
Well, yeah. I got achievements. 2 achievements already. I beat the boss damageless.
We gotta keep our vernacular straight here. What's the button to sort? Is there a button to sort? No? Select makes the map bigger. He beat Busy Town
I didn't beat Busy Town yet.
and Waifu Clicker.
In order for
Gotta
me to
get on
get to
that,
the
man.
castle. Yeah, and Barney.
Yeah. While Monster Hunter was still loading. It didn't take that long to load. Wow, this guy's still alive.
He's got a lot of health. Oh!
What happened?
No, I said he had a lot of health. I forgot I can't hit these guys.
Yeah. My weapon got unsharp, dull, I guess.
Oh, the mermaid statue. Oh yeah, me. I'm sure.
Stan has the bug. He's a badge maniac.
Nah, I don't. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not a knocker.
One of us.
I would like to see that movie again. That movie never would have made it in our time.
I don't know.
I mean, that's tough.
We got maximum raw meat.
The ending is really funny.
Waifu clicker. Yeah, we'll have to get everybody to get the waifu clicker badge. It's so stupid. It's silly. It's great.
What system is waifu clicker on? No, dumbass.
Game Boy.
Go back. Game Boy.
It's on Game Boy. It's a homebrew game. So it's you'll have to go to
Oh, I
if
can't.
you go to look up the set and then look at the forum topic, it's got a link.
Interesting.
It's a club initiation. Yes, yes. And our secret handshake is a you know, a clicking sound with the handshake, right? Press A. Yeah. And hold fast forward. Alright, maybe get some monster bones off this, hopefully. Got a raw meat next. Nope, no such luck. Alright, let's go get some mushrooms. Should have room for it. Yeah, we got room. Nitro shrooms. Yeah, it might take some doing to get to the point in this game where I'm ready to go do gathering all quests. So this might have actually not been a great choice for RA review, getting some quick achievements on screen here. But I was so caught up in Monster Hunter multiplayer subset. It was so exciting. Oh well.
I have to go find the dog food.
There is, sir. We should all get this one set up too eventually. This whole subset is all about multiplayer. It's a little unfortunate. So there's a regular set that is for the US version and or maybe the European version. But you wouldn't be able to transfer your save game from the Japanese version or from the American version to the Japanese version. There were a whole bunch of changes they made to the American version as well. So it's a wholly different set, a wholly different hash. I think the save games are incompatible. So you wouldn't be able to do the regular set and then take that save game and do the multiplayer subset, unfortunately. but we can all do the multiplayer subset anyway.
Which is pretty cool.
It would be kind of cool if they had a way to like link them so that you could get the single player set for the essentially the same single player achievements, or I don't know, maybe they would have they'd have separate single player achievements for the Japanese set. They'd have to have, and then if you could be getting those and the multiplayer ones at the same time, that would be amazing. Unfortunately, it's not the way it's set up. But I guess on the plus side, you can kind of do that with Freedom Unite and Freedom, because they have the multiplayer achievements. They just have Gathering Hall achievements.
I wouldn't mind trying that set out, the multiplayer set on that.
Mm-hmm. Is there not an auto sort button? Oh,
I don't think-
this is
no.
gonna be so sad.
Yeah, that's rough. Now that's rough.
Oh, dude, there's not even like the most basic of basic quality of life things in here. Oh man.
It's gonna be a mess. Or whatever, it'll be a fun adventure.
I'm gonna have to figure out how to do the should map something for fast forward. See what that be under what? Controls? Oh.
Was there not a grave you can open?
I haven't really messed with the PS2 emulator very much. I was gonna do so like
Yes,
last year
Cosmic.
for, in a bad sense way. Yeah. Symphony Night on Saturn doesn't count. Terrible headache all night. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Cosmic. I hope you feel better soon. I'm sure we're all a little bit different in what helps us with headaches. For me, it's Excedrin. It's kind of my go-to when I get a headache. But always takes a bit to kick in when I do have a headache like that. Huh. Left stick, right stick, yeah. Pressure modifier. Yeah, pressure modifier.
Is she the one with the bow? No, I need to get this bow.
You should take some Excedrin. You like to try and stay away from pills. Yeah, I understand that. Oh, here we go. Hotkeys. This looks right. Is there a fast forward button? Took slow motion. I don't want slow motion. Let me just right click to clear. There we go. Okay, so fast forward is F4 in this one. P for pause. A for achievements. I think we want F2 for fast forward. That would be good. There we go. Or maybe I have extra buttons in the controller for PS2.
I like the music change. And then you come down, and this is completely different music.
Okay, so we'll do this one, and then we'll set, we'll switch our L2 and R2 for this one. So this will be this. Leave that. This. That.
All right, where is the bow?
Okay, now we got fast forward working, and we swapped our L1 and L2, and no, that's not working. Did not save?
The doll. Where do I bring the doll to? Doll. She takes the broom.
To restart?
Doll, where? Oh, where does the doll come from? Gersh. Oh, this is cool.
It didn't switch my controls. That's annoying.
That'll help.
What'll help?
No, this Triforce of Power. Oh, that's right. I have to use the boots for this. Just got some stupid rupees, that's it. Hop here. This might be the lady, yeah, with the baby. Okay. Yup, give me the, yes. Now give me the hair bow. Now I'm gonna go down here.
Now it works. Weird.
The mapping.
Okay. Yeah, my I mapped my swap my L1 for L2 and R1 for R2. Just had to restart the game to get it to click. Okay, so we have how much money?
This is gonna be the
150. Jeez.
alligator. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Now with the bananas, I have to go to the castle. Can't get rid of him yet. I don't have the boots. Oh, did you start Beer Barons today?
Oh, the brewing game. Yeah, he's like a. You fly around in like a crop duster, and you you collect your wheat by running into it with your propeller. It's I guess it's not necessarily wheat. It's probably like what, barley? I guess it'd be barley for beer. But you like collect stuff by flying around into it. It's really funny. It looked really fun. The graphics were pretty cool. It might be like a Unity game or an Unreal game. They weren't necessarily anything to cry home about, but the gameplay looked pretty interesting, and it was just kind of a neat idea of like, oh yeah, I'm going to start brewing beer and run a beer brewery business, and I'm gonna do that by flying a crop duster into the fields to collect. That's, I don't know, looked kind of fun. It looked like the actual brewing process is maybe the larger part of the game, so it might actually be a kind of game that's up my alley as far as like I like the Atelier games and all the item crafting in those, so it might scratch the same kind of itch. So I might give that a whirl sometime.
You got to get back to the Atelier games.
Yeah, they're good ones. But oh well, he's gone. You haven't fought pirates yet? Oh, there's combat too. Interesting.
All right, now this guy's gonna kill me.
So, something I may not have spoken about before, but we played a whole lot of flight simulators when I was growing up on PC. So, I'm a pretty big fan of like the Aces of Over Europe, Aces of the Pacific, and the Red Baron series. So that game was definitely giving me some Red Baron vibes. And I didn't name myself after that particular Baron, but I do like that. I do like flight simulators. I like Wing Commander, stuff like that. So, oh, there's big bosses as well. Interesting. Do they have like special weak areas? Is it like Gradius or shoot 'em up bosses kind of stuff? Get some of those big flashing weak points, that kind of boss. Art style is compared to Porco Rosso, and the gameplay is compared to Crimson Skies. Ah, interesting. I've yet to play Crimson Skies. I got there was a little game on Switch, an indie game on Switch that I got from my nieces that I've been meaning to give a shot to. That's
What game?
I don't remember the name, but it's you fly around in a prop plane and shoot down enemies in like World War I era dogfighting. So I know there's some. I think there's a sequel to it too, and I think I got them both for under like $5. You saw a huge blimp. You haven't fought it yet though. Interesting. All right, so I think we need herbs and spider webs. Okay. Herbs we probably get. We've got some before. Over here again.
It was always a castle in a Zelda game.
Mm-hmm.
Always, even this one, there's a castle.
They were cribbing notes from Mario. Gotta have Bowser's Castle somewhere.
Night, Cosmic.
All right, man. Get some good rest. Hope you feel better in the morning. Sorry you have a headache, man. And I'll try to get to that Super Spy sometime this week too. I think I might play the Neo Geo one because I think the Neo Geo one has a set. I think we saw that get a set, so I might go for some of the cheapos on that. Maybe not a badge necessarily, but give it a go. At least. Alright. Be a spider
This is
back.
cute. I love the music in this. Do do do. Oh, I should start doing that. Viewer's choice.
Viewer's choice.
I think
like
I
just,
should-
get requests.
Yeah, I should start streaming first, though.
Yeah, I need to get back to streaming more regularly myself. Just been busy last week or two with things.
Well,
Mostly just been doing Monster Hunter and this show.
in fairness, you stream. I don't at all. It's bad. I should. I think it comes down to the fact of I need to get over the if anyone's going to be bored, no one's going to watch me type of thing.
I mean, you know, we're friends, we're a community here. I think we really just watch each other a lot of times, you know, to hang out with each other regardless of it, if the game we're playing is all that interesting. You know, I don't think I'm the most interested streamer by any means. You know, and oftentimes I'm just, you know, I'll pop somebody's stream up just to make sure I'm giving them an alert to help them with their numbers, you know, and to build points to give them requests.
That's true. I've been hitting Foxy pretty hard. Like, I was in his stream today and everything. Because I really, really, really want to do theme of stream. And I want to give him Magic Knight. I want to see his cosplay costume.
Was he a big fan of Magic Knight too? I know you and I think you and Slippy, right, are fans of that series.
Foxy has a costume apparently of the guy that's in Magic Knight, the sister. The what is it? The sister that the knights have to save.
Well, all right then. I did enjoy a lot of I didn't catch all of it, but I did enjoy a lot of his Go Monday stream. We should probably throw Foxy a shout out. I should have thrown him one when we're talking about him on going over.
I like his Goemon stuff. He's very passionate about Goemon, which makes the stream even better.
Yeah.
You're a dumbass, Link. Oh, I need the hook shot. I gotta give this idiot this stick. I forgot where he is. Oh, these guys got swords. Problem with this game is I got lost.
Yeah, it's nice to either draw yourself a map or use something off game packs for the Zelda games for the most part.
The map in this, if you look at it, it's really not that good.
Oh, you mean the in-game map?
No.
Yeah. Alright, raw meat's at max. Let's just gather some more herbs and berries. Gotta make our rub for our spicy chicken later. Get our 11 herbs and spices. Well, if you are like me, doing kind of the informal requests, let's see, what would I give you to play? I've kind of been giving everybody Jack Brothers, but I feel like that's maybe a little bit not up your alley as much.
I own it for Virtual Boy too, which is funny.
Yeah, but do you think you'd be able to badge it? I feel like that would be like I don't think I'll be able to. I don't think I would be able to badge it. I'd like to give it more of a fair shot sometime, but
Is it a hard game?
to do Jack Frost Deathless is pretty rough. It's very challenging. I wouldn't say it's certainly not outside of the realms of it's not inappropriate to be in the set. You know, it's not like insanely hard for people that are decent at run and gun games like that. Would I call it run and gun? Yeah, I think I would call it run and gun. But it's pretty tricky. That being said, I mean, you know, maybe give it a go. Yeah, maybe give it a go. Maybe give Jack
Have to see how
the badge.
the Virtual Boy works, but all right.
Yeah, the Virtual Boy emulator is not bad at all, and you can change the colors to your liking. So. And you know, if you find it too difficult, think of a backup game. That's good.
I wonder why Jack Frost is the hardest one to do. Is he that weak?
Yeah. Did you not watch when Foxy was doing it?
I was watching when Foxy was doing it. I just never understood. I love that game. I just never understood the game.
Well, so Jack Frost does 1 damage with each of his shots, but he shoots kind of rapid fire. The Jack-o'-lantern does like 2 or 3 damage with each shot, and does it in like 3 or 4 shot bursts, I think. And then the Jack-o'-Ripa does like 5, 6 damage, and he has just a melee attack that's constant. So by far, Jack the Ripper is the
strongest,
easiest character to use in that one, and the strongest attack. But Jack Frost is the weakest. His special is actually kind of strong, but you kind of have to be a little bit conservative with the specials. You know, because you only get, I think you can max about 9 of them, so you do need to use them enough to, you know, be making use of that you have 9 of them. But there's achievements for beating each boss without using specials at all. It's kind of tough, especially for the last 2 bosses. And then there's achievements for beating them damageless. I don't think there's a damageless on the last 2, but there's definitely damageless on the first 2 or 3. Like the vampire and the skull with the snake in it, and the lamia. And lamia's, none of those are that bad. The damageless on those aren't too bad. I got the damageless on lamia, like 3rd try, with Jack Frost at that. Yeah. But yeah, give that game a go sometime.
That
like
was
a day of the week.
I think he did a theme stream for you with that.
Yeah, that was the first time we got him to play it. Was the Megami Tensei theme stream. So he played that one. He played Last Bible, and he played some Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah, Last Bible's a fun game.
Yeah. So we want to put tricks together. Those together. Bones probably at the end. Okay, so they don't automatically sell your special mushrooms. It's interesting. Wow, I only got 10 and 4.
Oh, I can't do that stage because I don't have the boots. I ran all this way and he's not here. Oh, that stinks.
Ah.
Alright, I gotta go to the castle.
I made garbage.
Seems like you're gonna be running into that a lot in that game.
Yeah, probably. Probably. Alright, let's go. Dun-dun-dun. Alright, gotta go make some steak. Are you hungry? Do you like your steak well done?
It's medium rare.
I like my medium. Medium rare. Pretty good.
Oh, this is so good. I do like the way that game looks. It does look nice. I gotta admit, it is a nice looking game. I just beating Fatalis is gonna be ridiculous. But I think as a group of 3 we could do it.
I mean, it should be easier. I would think it would be easier than the one in World, probably.
Yeah, anything's easier than beating Fatalis in World.
Oh wait, do I have a kick? I have a kick! Look at that.
Just stand. Charge up, move in. There is a lot of blood in that, but I found that to be pretty cool. I like it. Huh? Something happened in the castle. Something opened. That's 2 leaves down. This game's very easy anyway.
Oh yeah, Link's Awakening. Yeah, none of the Zelda games are particularly hard. I mean, there's some relatively hard parts, but in general, they're not especially hard. Maybe 2. 2 has some pretty hard parts.
Two's kind of hard.
And I suppose 1 and 3 can be pretty tough for the age group that they were originally aimed at. You know,
What's 3?
Legend or Link to the Past?
Oh, for Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's tough.
And well, I wouldn't call it hard, but there are some parts to it that are a little tricky to navigate and figure out what to do and where to go for probably like a 6-year-old.
Yeah, I remember playing that game. That game was tough. I enjoyed it though. I beat it and I did enjoy it.
Yeah, good game. Still my favorite of the Zelda games.
Draining one more leaf. We should go. Well, I heard Link to the Past. That badge is crazy.
It has some damageless achievos that they have revised and revised and revised. They didn't. They certainly didn't intend people to do the sequence break and get the cape to do the damageless on some of the various bosses. And I think you could argue a lot of people were angry when they did the revision on it or whatever. A lot of people were kind of angry that they made it so you couldn't, the way that it's coded, you couldn't use the cape and get those achievos. Because a lot of people were like, hey, it's it's part of the game, it's in the game. You still have to conserve your magic and so on to be able to use it properly.
No, that is true.
But I don't know. I think it's for what they're really aiming for is like master the patterns of the boss. So it kind of makes sense that they would be like, don't use the invincibility item.
I think Foxy got it with the invisibility item.
He did. He had the cape. At least on some of them. But I don't know. I don't think the set's that bad. One of Wise's buddies.
I remember him.
Was it Tricky? I think Tricky got it.
I think it was someone.
Was it Tricky Nick or was it Colorama?
No, it was a long time ago. It was someone when Wise first started. Now the guy doesn't stream anymore, and I don't know why.
Oh. There was one guy that was doing a bunch of like randomizers.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Gotcha. I don't think he was doing RA set stuff though. I think it was Tricky that got did the set for Link to the Past. Or maybe it was Wise. I think Wise is the set for it. Maybe.
I think does Wise? I think he does have the set for it.
I can see this game making me put too much wear and tear on my analog sticks.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna be using analog sticks a lot, yeah.
Well, because you're using your analog sticks to do the attacks instead of triangle and circle.
I think I like that though.
Hmm.
It would be so much easier than button combinations with that. But then what do you look around with? What is it to look around?
D-pad. This is the D-pad.
No.
Green left on D-pad, red on D-pad, and then it's got some set field of views that you change going up and down. And it's like this is up on the right analog stick. Yeah, and it's not. It's still combos, you know. So like you hit down to do a jumping attack, hit up to do verticals, and you hit right or left to do your spinning slash. So your horizontal slash.
Would just be better with the long sword because you can get more combos off.
There's no longsword in this one.
So it's
That
sword.
didn't come around.
Oh my! So
Yeah.
sword and shield and what else?
Great sword, hammer,
Bow.
bowgun. Probably light and heavy bowgun. I just figured I'm going lance in freedom and bow in Freedom Unite. So I would do something different on this one, and so the something different in this case is sword and shield. So I almost never go sword and shield.
It seems to work in that with the button configuration that it's been using, with using the analog stick. So it seems to work. Just looks like it flows better.
Ah, it is circle to do that. I would say it's basically the same as having circle be your horizontals and triangle being your verticals. You go.
I gotta try that out.
It's basically just one beat after the song.
I looked up Fatalis in that game. He looks pretty crazy.
Ah, first take. Too soon. Yeah, but he's gonna have much more simplified mechanics.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright.
How are you doing on your 13 console challenge?
I've really not been I've really just been doing the review games and quest games lately, so
I've been doing horrible. He wants
I
to
did
talk
have-
about that tomorrow.
yeah, if you and Oaz want to do. I did have Dragon Quest on my list though, so that's good.
That is good that you're gonna work that out. I'm gonna add this and replace something else. I have to play Lunar too
Hmm. That's a
at
good
some
one.
point.
And you could go for 2 sets for that one.
I was thinking of just continuing what I had, but I mean, honestly, I wonder, would it really be hard on, like, to do it on RA? I don't think so.
No. I mean, you'd have to start your game over if you had a save, but it's I mean, Pulse is doing Lunar 1 right now. And it's not bad.
I think I have about 20, 30 hours in the game already.
Hmm. maybe a quarter of the way through, something like that.
I'm at the carrot. Have you played it?
I played Lunar 1. Played and beat Lunar 1. Never, I think I booted up Lunar 2 and watched the intro. It's about as far as I got with that one.
Oh, the bird's gonna come down and talk to me.
Let's see. How many did we...
Lunar 2 is not bad. I'm right at where the caravan gets stuck, and you need to rescue the people from the plant. But I farmed in that game a lot. I beat Vanguard Bandits. Will I go back to it? No. Of course I would fall in the pit. I do have Lunar 1 on the list. I could probably start off Lunar 1 for RA.
Oh, actually, I guess I take back what I said earlier. I think Lunar 2 only has one set, right? It's PlayStation. It was non-Saturn, was it?
There was Lunar 2. One of them was on Sega CD.
Yeah, Lunar 1 was on Sega CD, PlayStation, and Saturn, I think. I think 2 was on PlayStation, just on PlayStation, right?
2's definitely
Or
on
was it on
PlayStation,
Saturn?
yeah. Those that series, I don't know if it was on Saturn. Well, that's a good question though.
Nice. Got 9 of them now. I think? Yeah, so I can get one more. That'd be good. I kind of don't like how the attacks position you, like you can't just keep doing the same combo because it repositions you.
It's just like you have to start the combo all over again.
Well, you have to reposition to start your combo again. I'm cooking in the long grass. Don't do this, kid. Don't do this at home, kids. Cooking in the long grass. Alright, I think we got enough to, I think I actually only need one for the mission, but we need to make some more, or, taking on other quests, I think. I'm just getting more stiff in general.
Yeah, he wanted to do board games tomorrow, and I'm like, I'm all for board games, but could we try to play a video game instead?
Well, I mean, you guys were working on that was your whole idea for Tuesdays, right? You got to stick to it. You know, you did Carcassonne. Have you done Catan yet?
No, we haven't done Catan. I wouldn't mind doing Catan.
If I know this is board game requests here, but some I could recommend are Catan is classic. Innis, if you can find Innis in some kind of online form, Innis is really good.
What's Innis about?
It's INIS, and it's like you're you play the ancient Celts or Druids, like the the people that inhabited England and Ireland before the Romans came, and you're kind of just trying to conquer territory and build sanctuaries to ye old gods. And there's a couple different victory conditions, so you can there's different ways to win, and you have cards that you get passed out every turn, and there's like everybody starts by getting 7, and then they keep 1 of that 7, and they pass 6 their right, and then the next person, out of the 6 that they got, they pick 1 and pass 5, and then so on and so forth. And there's this what do you call that? It's yeah. Anyway, you end up with like 4 or 5 cards that you play during the course of a round, and what's really fun is that there's a card that's just like a nope card. So if somebody does something you don't want them to do, and you have that card in your hand, you can just be like, nope, you're not doing that.
Oh, there's action canceling?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's kind of fun. It's a little bit involved, but it's got some really like late 70s-esque art to it. Kind of like I don't know if Drake is still around, but Drake would know. There's a comic style that one of our friends used in a book called they put together a book called Deus Vult, and it was a lot like the old Conan comics, and kind of like late 70s, early 80s, and not Frank Frazetta, but just the interior art. I can't remember that guy's name for the artist, but the art for that card game is very much like that. It's very, very unique and interesting.
I gotta look into that because we were looking at we can't do One Night Werewolf because you have to stream it. So I was looking at what's the name of the game? Love Letters, all that stuff. Lying and deception games, but they're kind of hard, especially to do with stream. He was looking at Pandemic.
Pandemic's a pretty interesting one. There's a Cthulhu version of that I quite like. That's essentially Pandemic with Cthulhu mythos kind of backstory to it. By the way, it's getting kind of late. Should we be finding a place to raid at this point?
Oh my god, you're right. I got so into this, I completely forgot.
I've been having fun, but it's
I love this game. Yeah, it's oh wow. That's funny. Game Boy Girl rated someone that's actually playing the same game that I'm playing.
Link's Awakening.
Yep.
Well, Cassie's up and going. Pulse is still going. Pulse is playing some Tornico's Mystery Dungeon. Cassie's playing Lion King, as we saw. Pook is up. No, Pook's done for the day.
Oh wait, Manny is playing.
We should raid Manny then.
Yeah.
Look, we haven't given him a raid from here, and he was here earlier, so let's do that.
Definitely. All right. He's playing an interesting game. What the? Oh no, Kamikaze.
Hey, thanks everybody for coming out. Have a great night. God bless, and keep working on those badges, man. Get some Chivos, everybody.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Later.